You can't come in unless you say it's okay.
Good evening, my brothers and sisters of the Order, and welcome back to another video on Horror October. And today we are discussing the Black-Eyed Children. If none of you know the story actually first begins in 1998 in Texas. It is said that the first report of this legend actually comes from outside a movie theater, when a man who was sitting in his car was approached by two children in hoodies, sometime after the sun had set. After the man lowers his window a crack, the children ask him for a lift to their home. When the man tries to refuse, the children would then push harder, speaking in a form of dread and almost mechanical, almost as though it was rehearsed, mainly when stating that they were just kids, and they don't have a gun or anything. The man would then notice that the two boys had black, soulless eyes, empty of life itself. The man was about to drive away when then one of the boys bangs on the window, telling the man that they can't come in unless he said that it was okay, demanding to let them in. The man was stated to have sped off, checking his rearview mirror, only to see that the children were gone, vanished in a disappearing act. It is later stated that this story would then spread online, and as such, it would even be seen from many parts, not just in Texas, but many other areas. Some historians state that this might have actually just been a prank, or in such, it might have been something much more evil. It is said that these children are mostly seen at night, wearing hoodies in order to cover their faces. Other times, they are also seen to be wearing old Victorian-style outfits, and as such are stated to even go near homes and as well asked to become let inside, always having their head dripped downward so that way no one can see their eyes. It's also noted that even though you avoid them at all costs, it's said that people are stated to have actually have nightmares of death, gore, and even worse. Also, some people are said to fall sick and feel a massive pain within their body. Whatever you do though, do not let them in. Otherwise, your family would experience sickness, animals will die, electrical failures, cold spots, and even death itself. It is said that a few who have actually encountered these creatures of death, or as well, even a spirit of some sort, later state that if they actually did lay them in, this would actually happen to them, which actually was reported in 2001 when a woman was stated to have actually reportedly allowed two children to enter her home, only to then have many problems later to occur. It is said that soon afterwards, the woman then saw the children's parents opening up the door with little ease, even though the door was locked. And she saw that the parents themselves also had soulless, death-like eyes, and in such, disappeared with little trace. There are two types of occurrences of how this might be related, and of which this type of form might actually explain something. It's actually said that this might have actually been an occurrence due to the fact that during this point in time in history, especially by the late 1990s, most people by this point in time had actually started to actually get into the haunted movie form, mainly that of which we actually see, such as that of when the people themselves, such as kids, can actually be a demon-like person, or as well they are possessed, mainly in films and books. This could easily be seen in Children of the Corn, or as well Pet Sematary, and many more that actually come around. However, there is another version that actually states that the children are what we might call spirits of children who had been killed by their own parents, and as such are looking for vengeance upon any adult. Personally, if you ask me, I think I would rather prefer the first one rather than the second. And as such, this actually has become a major pop culture. In fact, I've actually heard that apparently there actually was someone I know who in which actually had a buddy of his has his own eyes tattooed black in honor of the Black-Eyed Children. And yes, my friend had actually been on a rock group band for about 4 to 7 years. And let's just say even I would find that very disturbing to see a human being do that. Because if it is true, I would definitely not want to meet him in the alleyway. So many of you might be wondering, why does this need to be said? Simple. Always worry of that of a demon child. Always worry about that of which cannot be understood. And as such, there are many tales of this even being seen, not just here in the United States, but many parts in England, Europe, and many other areas. I wonder if you will be able to see them as well. But word of warning, do not let them enter your home. Otherwise, death will soon follow. You have been warned.
Come on, we're just kids. We don't have a gun or anything.